to this computer. This is recorded just for any grantees that will be missing and want to watch this webinar for information afterwards. But I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Let me know if someone just chime in if there's any glitches and if you can't hear me or if there's anything like that going on. Okay. So I cannot see you anymore, which makes me super sad. So let me know if scream out if you can't see the slide. All right. So first and foremost, thank you all for attending. We missed you all last month, but then, got some great feedback. Kind of, feedback we've got was, Kimberly, if there's not much meat to the webinar, why don't you send us a bi-weekly, email with updates and things like that. And so and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, and so I know that we're all stuck in meetings all the time. And if it's one that's unnecessary that we don't have to meet, then I could just cancel it. And so there is that flexibility. So thank you for the feedback. So we are always asking for feedback. So definitely let us know. There will be a survey at the end of the same survey at the end of this webinar. So definitely give us some inputs. All right. Because we want to hear each and every one of you. We want to make sure that, we're taking your time. And if we're taking your time, it's for good reasons. Right. And so I'm very happy to see you all today. Hoping some more would jump in. And I know there's lots of people on vacations, early vacations and things like that right now. So completely understandable. So let's move on. Let's see, agenda. Like I said, it's going to be a quick and simple webinar today, but good conversations that we can have. Do a quick little check-in and get an evaluation update from Portland State University. We're going to look at a current data, how much, who are we serving so far, service numbers, talk a little bit about the reports and some reminders. And at the end, we'll have time for grantees to be able to connect. So you can feel free to jump off if you have other things to do. I know there's some grantees that wants to connect with other grantees, and that would be the time that we have saved and the reason for the extension of the meeting. And so in the chat box function, definitely put in your name and which organization you're from, so we know who's here and who to connect with that was not here. We have some information that we will go over, kind of just, just some important reminders, some very vital, important reminders. And so put in the chat box function who you are and which organization you're from, so we know who's here. So this next section is last time we were able to do this. We were unable to do this because I couldn't break you all into small groups. So I'm going to try to see if I can do that this time. It was really great to do it as a big whole group, but I wonder how it would be if we were to do it in small groups. And so what's going to happen is we're going to break you into small groups where you can meet other people from other organizations, introduce who you are. This early care and education, early learning field is so small that once you connect and meet with someone, you will start seeing their name and start seeing them in all other avenues, right? And so it's good for us to build network and connections. And so introduce who you are, your position, what organization you're from. And then for the fork and spoon, it's, like what's going on in your life that is going well, that you want more spoonfuls of. And then what is one thing or a couple of things if you want to share that you want to fork out, like it's happening too much, you don't want it to happen, like, yeah, and some things like that. And so fork and spoon. Spoon is what you want more to happen in your life, and fork is what is something you'd like to fork out. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to stop sharing screen right now so I can take control of the meeting, and I'm going to break you into small groups for you to connect with other grantees. This, like I said, this early learning world is very, very small. And so it would be good to connect with everyone. And so let's see, how many of us are here? All right. Okay, now I'm gonna do my math, which is not so great. Okay, I believe there's, move to, give me a couple of minutes real quick. Move to room 1. All right. And so I'm going to open the rooms, go on in and share with each other, how things are coming along. And like I said, what is one thing you'd like to fork out? What is one thing you'd like to, have more spoonsful of? Okay. And so I'm going to start let me move the breakout rooms. Close in. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Brandy, let me assign you guys to a room. Brandy, I'm going to assign you to room 6. Assign to room 6. Levy, I'm going to assign you to room 4. And then Anita, Anita, you have to go and accept. Go. Hi, Danita. That's crazy how that happened. Everyone is on this one. Huh,
Huh.
I don't understand how that happened, but I mean, there's two of you, you and Juanita, so there's something that's I don't know. That's
Yeah, and you know what? She told me to let you know she's actually in Israel right now.
oh, okay.
She's gonna go to sleep. She's so tired, she said.
No, no worries. Oh my goodness. Well, we have a minute until they come back from the small groups. It's just them checking in to see how everyone's doing. And so less than a minute left. So we'll just wait till everyone comes back. But that's
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
yeah. See.
Kimberly, I accidentally left my breakout group early and Carlos had just answered my question. I'm so sorry.
Oh man, let's see if Carlos will just answer in front of everyone, you know.
No worries. Yeah, we were talking about the dynamics between our various communities that we serve. And so we were just, ping-ponging ideas and ways to check all the boxes, but really service the needs of our community,
Yeah.
which aren't always in alignment with the written documentation of things, and how to figure out how to, yeah, when people's real, his people are really struggling with some real life things. And sometimes books and activity kits are just the last thing they care about.
No. No, no worries. Carlos, if Carlos wants to answer your question, or you guys could just chat, with each other and see
Yeah.
how it's with your question. Yeah. So how was that? Thumbs up?
Thumbs
Good,
up.
good. Yeah. Anybody want to share a little bit of anything? Just maybe like at least two people. Just let us know what's going on with you. Like what'd you like to fork out and have more spoons full of?
I'm ready to work out this COVID effects, that has
Uh,
happened throughout the whole organization and the community, and, you
mhm.
know, ready for more native language instruction and teaching more people. Because along with that comes, and I was listening to Carlos, and, that we have forgotten to what it's like to live on the land, and to reteach some of those things and be able to share that with the families that we serve.
Got it. Very good. One more other person?
We wanted more sleep.
Oh,
Well, most of our group wanted a spoonful of more sleep.
yes,
you
yes.
know.
I have sleep apnea, so I never get enough sleep. So like I totally understand. So all right. Well, thanks for sharing. What I'll do is I'll share my screen. Actually, the next piece is Portland State University. Any evaluation update? Did you want any, reminders or anything like that? Did you want to share screen? Okay.
We don't really have much, Kimberly. I mean, we started meeting again with the leadership group last month, November, yay! And we're going to meet again next week. And we're kind of hitting the ground running, so that's really exciting. I think in January, depending on the timing, with this meeting and the meeting of the leadership group, we might have some updates. But right now it's really just kind of all in process, but it's underway. And I know we've all been kind of waiting a long time for that. So I think we're excited.
Exciting. So then we'll just wait to hear from the next webinar or for any other updates. That's exciting. I'm just glad that it's continuing, it's going on. Excited, I've heard from check-ins how, excited some of the grantees are, how they feel like how it's very inclusive this year. And so for me, those are just really good signs. And so I want everyone to be able to be heard and be a part of the process. And so I'm just glad that this evaluation is very collaborative in that sense. And so definitely we at the ELD are learning from the equity evaluation for sure. And so very, very excited. Let's see, let me share my screen. And now it's time to do kind of the business part, talk a little bit about data and who are we serving currently. Can you all see my screen? Okay. So service numbers and reports. Okay. So according to the reports that has been submitted, and I'm going to say there's still a lot of reports not submitted. Okay. And so as of right now, we have served currently over 2,200 children in Oregon. Like I said, give it plus and minus a few of their, like corrections with service performance numbers, with demographics numbers, making those corrections, and some reports that have not been turned in. And so just know that we are around this range right now. There's a gender breakdown. We are serving a little bit more of, the little boys and the girls, but there's others in there included. And so kind of, I would say it's pretty balanced right now. We are always, as you can see, serving 3, 4, and 5-year-olds a little bit more. So obviously more work to do with infant and toddlers in the state of Oregon and in the equity fund. And then there's the major demographic breakdown. There's the other breakdowns that breaks these groups even more in depth, but this is the main demographic breakdown. And so you can see which communities are receiving the resources, which ones, and how many, and things like that. And so this is kind of, as of right now, this is our numbers. I'm very, very excited that we're halfway through the program year. Crazy to say that, by the way, but we are at 2,200. So really good just to see that. And then when we look at parent education data, we have and are serving 500 plus. This one, I would say, the demographic breakdown is probably not accurate. And I say that because you'll hear from me in a little bit the amount of missing parent education demographic data. All right. And so this area is new this year for us. And so it's new for you all, for me as well. And so a lot of the grantees, I'm going to be connecting with you. We're missing a lot of the data for the parents. And so we're not having that consistent amount of reports on the parent education piece. And so there are some grantees that have submitted it every month, and there are some that hasn't, and there's a couple that hasn't at all yet. And so that's the reason why I said the demographic data is probably inaccurate. And so just wanted to put that out there. But from what has been submitted, this is the information that we have. Okay. And so just to talk about some trends from the narratives and from check-ins that I've been having with you all, staffing has came up in narratives and check-ins. And I would say it's becoming more of the opposite of last year. Last year we were going through COVID. There was a lot of staff turnover. It was really hard to really hire anyone. This year, I'm hearing a lot of hiring. I'm hearing a lot of onboarding. I know a lot of program managers are onboarding staff right now. And so I know a lot of your time is spent on that. For me, I just love hearing that you're able to find the appropriate staff to be in your organization to help you with your missions and values and goals. And so for me, the amount of staffing that I'm hearing is that you're finding people to, and so that makes me really happy. And hopefully, everyone will start working their own positions instead of trying to do 2, 3 other positions at once. And so I'm very happy to hear that. Resources for children with special needs and behaviors, that has came up quite a few times now. I am reaching out to, what is it, Meredith, I believe Meredith with ODE right now, and trying to connect and get resources. Some of you have asked me, Kimberly, who can we connect with? Meredith and I have connected before about this, and she's willing to come to the webinar and speak about it and about resources and who to connect with. And so she's the one that's overseeing, work with children with special needs and behaviors, and things like that. And so she will be coming. I have asked her, and so we'll see which webinar she's able to attend. Housing, rental, food assistance has increased. The need for it has increased, especially during this holiday season. There's also the holiday stress. And so that is, that is something that will always be a need, where we completely understand, especially in the communities that we are working with. This is in high needs, but it definitely increased during this time. And so hearing about that, another thing I'm hearing a lot about is the flexibility in you all. I'm hearing you all are asking parents for their input, surveying them, changing your service delivery options. Like many of you had said, hey, we're just going to stay online. But then parents said, no, we really need in person. Some are doing hybrid. There are some that are completely just online now and are like, we're going to stay online, and parents are super happy about it because you're able to use different platforms. I was talking with a grantee yesterday, and they use Instagram to connect with parents, Facebook and all that, like many. There's one grantee that used Google Meets, and Zoom wasn't working, so they use Facebook Live to do parent-child interaction, way to meet with parents that way. And then they're doing it that way. And so just the flexibility in you all, and just maneuvering around technology and just the service delivery, like going from hybrid to in-person to back to virtual, just, like just being able to be flexible and change has been, I've heard it, I've seen it, and I read it. And so very happy to see that you all are, very understanding of your community. And like we've always said, your community best, and so how to better serve them all. Another thing is consistency in attendance. There's been very consistent attendance participation from parents. To me, we heard about the technology barrier, but for there to be technology barrier and parents are still attending, that kudos to you all for what you're doing, and so for me, that just says that your program is very impactful. Parents are enjoying it, they're continuing to stay a part of it, and so just very, very happy to hear about that. And then well-oiled machine. I think, I think everyone is just working hard right now. As I meet with you all in check-ins, everyone is just, there's a system in place. You all are just, moving along and providing the services, and you all are busy, very, very busy. Like kudos to you all. You are doing so many things at once, and, you're just a well-oiled machine. And I'm talking to every single one of you, and you all are providing services like what you said you would, and things are going well. And so those are kind of some of the things I'm getting from the narratives and check-ins from you all. And so very, very happy. You all are so hardworking. And so I just want you to know that, like you might be so busy in your day-to-day, but do know that you're making such a huge impact. So take some time to reflect and kind of, take a break and see where you're at. Okay. So next, I wanted to share a video by one of our grantees, Better Together Central Oregon. Program manager is Gabriella. They're located in Redmond, Oregon, and they have a video that they had that was created. And this program is funded by the Equity Fund, and it's a 5-minute video that when I watched it, I'm like, oh, it's so amazing to hear the parents, so amazing to hear what they're doing, and so I thought it would be great to share with you all. And thank you, Gabriella, for letting us share with everyone. So let me stop sharing my screen here, and let me share the video so you all can see. Let's see, maneuvering between screens. So let's see. There you go. Share. Thumbs up. Can you hear me? Can you hear the video?
Juntos Aprendemos es un programa para niños de 3 a 5 años y sus padres. El programa está dedicado para apoyar a las familias y a los niños para prepararlos al kinder. El propósito es de apoyar a las familias y darles las herramientas necesarias para que toda la familia esté listo para el kinder, no solo los niños. Nosotros creemos que los padres son los primeros y más importantes maestros y queremos que ellos tengan todas las herramientas necesarias. El programa de Juntos Aprendemos nos ayudó a reforzar más todas las actividades que hacemos en la casa.
Kimberly, you muted
Can
it.
hear the audio.
What was that?
It's lagging and we can't hear it.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Well, I'm gonna try one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'll put the link in the chat box function so you guys could take a look at it on your own time. Then if it's lacking.
Oh, good, because it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
amazing. let me play it and let's see. Let
I
me
think
know.
it muted once you muted your mic.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want background noise, but okay, let me leave it on.
Mi nombre es Ana Canadá. Tengo 2 niños, 3 y 9 años respectivamente. Que el programa sea en español significa mucho para mí, porque es nuestra lengua, es nuestra cultura.
Nosotros creemos que el padre es el más importante maestro del niño. Entonces pasamos 30 semanas hablando de diferentes temas sobre la cultura, la comunicación, el socioemocional, el cerebro del niño, cómo se desarrollan, porque queremos que entiendan todas las facetas del programa.
Mi parte favorita del programa es el apoyo que se le da a las familias. Este programa es diferente a otros programas porque realmente se enfoca en las necesidades de las familias latinas y nos prepara a nuestros hijos a que no solo sepan ya las familias, no solo que sepan cómo afrontar el sistema americano o cómo ajustarse al sistema americano, pero también les enseña lo básico a los niños de qué tienen que saber para entrar al kinder. Y siempre lo enseñamos en español, que es nuestro lenguaje nativo, porque la filosofía atrás del programa es que si sabemos, nuestros hijos saben bien el idioma español y lo saben hablar, para ellos va a ser más fácil aprender el lenguaje, el inglés.
Me gustaría ser voluntaria para ayudarles para que el programa siga. Yo sé que teniendo voluntariado va a seguir el programa, voy a aprender a desenvolverme, aprender más de los niños. Hemos tenido 2 años de Juntos Aprendemos y lo que hemos notado que es muy emocionante para nosotros es que las familias vuelven a regresar al siguiente año. Participaron un año, les encantó el programa y vuelven a asistir.
El programa me ha ayudado mucho en mi día a día porque ahora puedo aprender cómo enseñarle a mi hija, podría decir. Yo invitaría a todas las familias hispanas que tienen hijos pequeños a que participen en este programa.
Queremos expandir al área de Madras y lo que necesitamos es apoyo de la comunidad, apoyo de los distritos y de los padres que participen.
Para mí es muy importante saber que estoy ayudando de alguna forma a las familias latinoamericanas. Aquí estamos lejos de familia, de amigos, y entonces a veces uno se siente perdido o no sabe qué es lo mejor para sus niños o cómo funciona el sistema educativo, pero el saber que yo estoy contribuyendo un poquito a esas familias a través de este programa me gusta mucho.
Tengo mucha pasión en este trabajo, no es solo un trabajo para mí, es vivo por Juntos Aprendemos.
Amazing or what? Isn't that a great video? Like when I saw that, I was like, tears was shedding and I'm like, oh my goodness. I just couldn't believe it. Let's see. Gabriella, I think I saw you on here. Did you want to chime in? Anything else you'd like to share about the program since, we just showcased that amazing video of yours?
Yeah, sorry, I got embarrassed. I turned off my camera.
Okay,
It's
amazing.
always awkward to see yourself in video. I can tell you we really enjoyed making the video, and it wasn't, there wasn't a script. And so it feels so natural to hear those moms in the video who are now volunteers or staff in our program, who were parents originally and participated in our program when we started here. And so it's so just like you, like it gets me teary every time to see their dedication to Juntos Aprendemos and their desire to be a part of it and to now give back to the community by supporting us as teachers and facilitators in our spaces. I know I've mentioned it before, and Juntos Aprendemos is an extension of the Juntos Aprendemos program that exists in Latino Network. And it's really special for us here because I know that in the Portland area, there's so many programs out there that's available for families, and even Latino Network houses many other educational programs. But in our area in Central Oregon, we are the only program that's out here for Spanish speaking families in the area of 3 to 5. And so we have appreciated all the support that Latino Network and their program have given us, but in also the space to kind of make it our own here in our own community. It has been wonderful to work with them and wonderful to work with our partners here, and exciting to see how it started with just 10, 15 families to where we're at now, and looking to expand into other communities, other more rural communities in like Redmond and Bend. And so we wanted to do the video because we wanted to share it as with partners in the districts, and we wanted for other people to hear about the work, not from me, who I obviously absolutely love the program, but from the parents who now are dedicating their free time to work with us. And so I wanted them to hear that. And I was surprised when I saw it afterwards, and it was, if you guys can do something like this for your programs, do it. It's such a great way to share the stories for the services that we're providing and the hard work that I know all of us here are doing. So thank you for watching. And
I love it. I love it. It's like what you said. It was not scripted. You could tell it's the parents truly voicing from the heart and just hearing the impacts, of the program. So that's so good. And I was like, we have to share this. I cannot not share this. And so thank you for allowing us to share. Let's see. Looking at time, I'm going to go back and share my screen. And we're going to move along. Let's see. All right. Next, we're going to talk about kind of some reports and information that are missing that we kind of need. And so, Adina, did you want to talk about agreements and budgets?
Yes. Hi, everyone. We have one pending agreement to be executed, but I know that the grantee is working on it. We still have 4 budgets missing, and if you don't have approved budgets, please submit them as soon as possible. You will not be able to claim funds until we approve your budgets, and I would hate for you to spend funds on something that is not allowable cost. So as soon as possible, please submit those to me so it can be approved. That's all I have.
Okay. Yeah, very, very important. A part of the agreement is to have things signed within a certain amount of days, and so we really need to honor that. And so budgets and agreements, please complete those. Programs and service delivery calendars, same thing, within 30 days of a signed agreement, it needs to be submitted. I am missing 3. And so 3, because there's been turnover, there's been maternity leave, and then there's 3. And so I've been connecting with you all, but then I do need them. And so, and then there's the updated reminders that I'll talk about in a little bit of the program service delivery calendar as well. Demographic reports, I'm connecting with you via email and in check-ins for corrections. We have some corrections that needs to take place, but not a lot as much as last year. And so I think like I said, everyone just understands the system. So this year it's going so much better. Reports are definitely better this year. As last year we were still learning and building our system. We were flying the airplane while building it. And so there's that. And then the parent education piece, that part we're missing a lot of demographic information. As you can see here on the next slide, this is the current status of all report submissions. Okay, as you can see in the blue, I've stated how many we're missing. And so the demographic reports for the parents is what is missing the most. And so if you are, I'll go back to that screen, but if you are one of these organizations, in your continuation application, you indicated a parent education program. So we need the demographic information for the parents. And so if you need to connect with me on trying to figure out how to build a system or anything like that, definitely shoot me an email. Let's meet and talk about it. If there's clarity that's needed, let's talk about that as well, one-on-one, so I can help specifically you and your organization just to understand why this year we're collecting parent education, the demographics for the parents. But this is the current status. As you can tell, performance reports are pretty good. Just missing a few. Demographics reports are pretty good too, but as you can see, the area in which we're needing to work on is the parent education. And like I said, that's new to us this year. So I expect that that's going to be our hurdle this year. And then next year, it's gonna be smooth, like how all the other reports are. And so this is just the latest status on that. Even though we're missing these reports, our program is doing a very, very good job with report submissions, and want to continue that. And so if you get an email from me in this next week or so, then it's about the reports. Okay, let's see. Next program service delivery calendar. I've sent you an email about this already. Please update your calendars for goals for January to June. This is due December 15th. Make adjustments to your goals. Like I've talked with many of you during check-ins, and some of you have said, oh my goodness, we didn't reach this goal. And I'm like, completely fine. Just how about you put it for the other months coming up, on the second half of the program year, and see what you can do to go over the barriers and hurdles to make sure that you're able to reach those goals. Deadlines, you can push the deadlines and extend it. And it's your program service delivery calendar. What happens is I take a look at it, leadership ask, and then we can look and I can say, hey, Latino Network is working on this month. And that's what they're working on. And then I read the narratives and see if there's any alignment, and so, and there's alignment there, like one of the grantees, they talked about providing staff training, and then getting their kits ready and all that. And then in their goals, they talked about it, and in their narratives, in the program, the reports, they wrote about it. And so it all lines up. And so make sure you make adjustments that are realistic, and also is true to what you're doing in your program service delivery calendars. Like I said, please submit them to me an email by December 15th. Okay. If you need an extension, please let me know. But we do need to know them so that for January on, I know what you all are currently working on. And so I can speak to your program to see what you all are doing. Okay. And then equity fund reminders, reports, it's due the 15th. Some of you have already submitted November reports already. Thank you very much. Expenditure reports, ongoing support. The new staff orientation has been going well. For the past couple of months, we've had people attend, and it's been very intimate. It's been around 1 to 4 people every single time. And so like the smaller the group, it's been very intimate. They're able to ask, staff are able to ask me, one-on-one questions about their agency, any questions they have for better clarity of the equity fund and program expectations. And so I would say the The new staff orientation has been going on very well. The reporting TA, it took place yesterday. No one attended, completely fine. Reporting TA is always, the week right before reports are due if you have any questions on reports. And so as you can see, the dates for our next sessions are on there. And so if you need any help with your reports, definitely just hop on in and I can help you with that. Okay. And so, like I said, quick and easy webinar today. So thank you all for attending. I'm going to put the link to the survey below here. Let me stop sharing screen. And then what's going to happen is if you are a grantee, because there's many grantees that has expressed connecting with other grantees. If you have the time right now to meet and connect with other grantees, please stay on. If you do not have the time and you have other things that you need to do, definitely you're able to feel free to hop off. Okay. And so we'll wait a few minutes to see people who's hopped off and who's staying on. But please complete the survey so we know how to work out our have a better webinar every single time. Okay. So thank you, everyone. I'll wait a few minutes. Whoever wants to stay and connect with other grantees, we'll start. It's 11:47. We'll start at 11:50. Okay.
I'd love to connect with the organization just showed the video of Juntos Aprendemos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
This
Gabrielle.
is Ana Olivia. Do you have time?
Yeah, I have a
Gabriela?
few minutes.
Okay. Well, I knew that Latino Network was doing the thing called Juntos Aprendemos, right? Juntos Aprendemos. And at the same time they started doing it, we had started inventing our own called Aprendiendo Avanzamos. And I realized, like in the video, everything is really similar. And we had just never had enough money to do it longer. At first, we started out about 5 years ago. Our first pilot was like 10 weeks, and